Okay, now we're going over more information about CONEY, who wants to be the Supreme Court judge. The reason that that one is being punked and put on the Supreme Court is because we're at the phase of this massive worldwide operation where the perps are being shown to the public. So as the perpetrators are being exposed worldwide, they are being put up there on their soapbox. And when they're on the soapbox, that's when they're being dismantled and taken down. There is a possibility that they are already ankle cuffed 24/7. Either they know it or they don't. Either way, they are ankle cuffed, but they may not know it. Okay? And they can't even imagine that they have been punked for well over 100 years and very, very infiltrated for over 60 years. So here's what I have. When I began to raise donations for people in need in 1999, I did so because I saw the effects of Hurricane Mitch hit the Dominican. I was there a couple weeks after it hit. I wanted to help people. That doesn't seem like a bad thing at all, does it? I didn't think so either. I was inspired. I felt that God was working through me to do this. This is what I felt. And I still feel that way. I was on the beach and I said, God, I can't help these people. There's too many of them. I'm too overwhelmed. Just thinking about it, how am I supposed to help these people? And you know, as I was standing there, he says, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, Obama used that later on. I used it in 99 because that's what I heard on the beach. So I told the magazine that came to interview me about the angel boxes that I put up on campus at Palmer College. And I'll go into that. I told them what I heard on the beach. And so they used that as the 2008 campaign slogan, yes, you can, or yes, I can, something like that. Anyway, I thought it was odd at the time that they used it, but that's why, because they're always borrowing material from our real lives, because they don't live real lives. The actors don't live real lives. So everything is artificial in their world. Now, I was on the beach and I thought, okay, I'll just go home and think about this. By December that year, I was building boxes and the media department helped me, the mailbox room helped me. We built these huge boxes. They were the size of a small refrigerator. There were 5 of them. They were in every building on campus. And Dr. Gary Krakos, who is one of the perpetrators, he's one of the lost souls, was running clinics at that time and did a press release without my knowledge. I got calls from the newspaper and from the magazines, Today's Chiropractic and other magazines, and they did an interview with me, and then they twisted my words around to make me look bad. But you know, I read it and I'm like, well, that's not what I said, but they twisted some things that I said around. But I thought, you know, at least the more the merrier. The people that know about these angel boxes, they're just about raising donations for people in need. I'm the middle person. We had a lot of kids that were leaving college. They couldn't bring their stuff with them. They would make sure that I had it. They would even take it. We had big rooms at college, and we put the stuff in those rooms, and it was going as fast as it was coming in. We were getting a whole bunch of donations out through the trips abroad through the students. They would pay for their own trip and they would go to different countries with the college, and they'd always bring a box with them for that country. Not all the kids did, but most of the kids did, and the administration and the staff and everything. Because we had about, I think at that time we had a good 3,000 or more people going out per year, possibly even more. Now, because of that press release, I was put on the, I was then a target. I was a target for the media owners. They came and attacked. And I didn't know about any of this world that I talk about now. They came to kill me. I'm not joking. I guess I was a big enough threat to them to want to kill me. They tried to kill me twice that summer. And Tim Butts, Robert Redford is one character he goes by on camera. He's played other characters too. He's was going by Tim Murphy at that time. He was acting like a doctor on the campus of Palmer, tried poisoning me. Well, actually did poison me. And he had a cohort. That cohort was Christy Alley, who goes by Kozer, Kozier, works at Buffington Properties, is Krista with Buffington Properties. One of her fake last names is Kozer, and she plays, like I said, she plays Christy Alley, and goes by Krista off camera. Not very smart. She is the bloodline of the George Washington bloodline also. So there is a good, also very good possibility that Christy Alley and Priscilla Presley are sisters or brothers, very closely related. They're both the George Washington bloodline. Now, they didn't kill me, so Robert De Niro was part of one attempt at Delhi Lake in 1999, and that was in July. By September, they were getting desperate, so they attacked. They had Tim Butts, who went by Tim Murphy on campus at Palmer, help them. And when I didn't die like they wanted me to, they had Nancy Pelosi, and that one played Jackie Kennedy back in the day, and it's gone by many other characters. It has been going by Chris Lockhart in Cedar Rapids, Iowa since the 80s. And that one, I was told, was my mother. That's not my mother. That's not even a female, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry to keep telling you this, but there's not a lot of females in Hollywood. The other one was Beth Chapman from Dog and Bounty Hunter. That one was going by Sandy Robertson and Sandy Jerome and Sandy Hawkins. And they've got a lot of last names, these two. So they signed paperwork to have me committed to the hospital. And they weren't even my sister, and they weren't even my mother, so that was illegal. They can go to prison for that. When they did that, I was picked up by one police officer. It was a female, and I didn't know what was going on, but I knew that, I wasn't going to fight him. I'm not a violent person, so I just went with the police officer. They came to pick me up, and I was brought there to this lockdown unit, and that's when the perps started to show up. So I'm kind of like a recorder for all of this. I'm just taking mental notes. I'm not taking physical notes. I'm taking mental notes, like what is going on here. The person that showed up as my fake doctor was George Harrison, who plays the Iowa senator right now, Chuck Grassley. And he did play George Harrison on the Beatles, and he's gone by Carl Perkins, and he's played the Ayatollah Khomeini. He's played Mario Cuomo. Now, they have me in a lockdown unit against my will. These were communists, and they were working together as a gang, and they were doing illegal activities to get me in prison because I did nothing. They kidnapped my child at that time. They devastated our world. My son knows the truth, and with truth we can heal, but it was devastating. We had a happy, happy life. We had a very, very good life, and they were hell-bent on killing me, kidnapping my child, separating us, taking the love out of his life and the security that I'd always given him. The other perps that showed up were Queen Elizabeth's daughter, the one that she raised, actually. Queen Elizabeth is a man, and I've been going over him lately. That's Richard Burton. Richard Burton, Queen Elizabeth, and Joseph Mengele are the same man. He also played Ethel Kennedy and Lee Ratzel in the JFK bullshit. Lee Ratzel was the sister of Jackie Kennedy. That wasn't true, but he was the father of Jackie Kennedy. He was playing Jackie Kennedy's sister, because he was playing a male, or a female. He is a male. He was having his son do the same thing. So Jackie Kennedy is, if I'm not mistaken, a male, and was born to Hermione, I think is the name. That child was seen with Kaiser Wilhelm II. So I found that person because Chris, who played Jackie Kennedy, gave me pictures of his mother, who they supposedly, or had supposedly died. When his mother, I'm pretty sure that was a male, castrated at birth, raised as a female, very common denominator in Hollywood. When Chris's mother was going to come here to America from Kaiserslautern, Germany, where Chris was born, they killed his mother, Chris's mother, or Jackie Kennedy's mother, in 1968. Now, when Queen Elizabeth had, Carrie Fisher is who showed up at the hospital as my fake doctor, another fake doctor of mine. Carrie Fisher went by Karen Dayland. I had met that person years before at the age of 12. And I have pictures of that person. So I have pictures of all these people off camera. We can prove this 100% in court. So that's a done deal that way. Now, I didn't understand why Karen was there, but that's why, because of Queen Elizabeth, and Queen Elizabeth being the father of Jackie Kennedy. Jackie Kennedy is the one that signed that paperwork to have me put in there against my will in a lockdown unit at the University of Iowa hospitals. That's what crazy people do. They try to lock everybody else up. No, I'm not the only one. There's been a whole bunch of people locked up against their will, taken away from their family, killed, maimed, you name it. So when Jackie Kennedy did that, that's when Queen Elizabeth sent the child that he raised, because that's not his child, he raised that child. That child showed up as my fake doctor. Wasn't a doctor at all. That was just an actor. So was the other doctor, Mario Cuomo. He had a German Nazi, really bad German Nazi accent. He's a very bad actor. And he was trying to be scary, and he had all these students following him. He just, what a loser. This guy's the biggest loser. His main troll showed up when I was there, and that person was like an overnight desk clerk or something. And that one was one of Mario Cuomo's main boy toys, so to speak. That's what that was all about. And I told him he had the same energy as Mario Cuomo. Well, Mario Cuomo is a homo. That's where they get Cuomo, cue the homo. There's nothing wrong with homosexuals as far as I can see. It's not my thing, but whatever. But when you're a homosexual and a pedophile, yeah, that's a problem. That's a huge problem. And Mario Cuomo is a pedophile and a homosexual pedophile. Good for me, not good for my brother. He kidnapped my brother years and years before that. So all this was going down in 99. In 73, he kidnapped my oldest brother, who was going to church, and George Harrison was playing again, a first grade teacher, and he was also a Bible school teacher at the church, and a deacon. He had the whole thing going on. That's when he kidnapped my brother, years and years before that. So at that time, he was going by Jim Rogers. I've gone over him many times before. What else can I tell you about him? We've busted him all over the place. They had all the money in the world, all the power in the world to do what they wanted at that time, in 1999. Now, he went as far as to write on the intake form, because he trolled me here in Florida. I mean, he just couldn't stop. They just kept trolling and trolling, and I'm still taking notes, just taking notes. And he said his name is Joe Sacco, Sacco. He had his email as consult999, because 9 of 99, actually 99 of 99 is when they tried to kill me. So he thought that was pretty funny. 9 of 99, consult 9 of 99. That's what he put on his intake form. So not only was he trolling me again down here in Florida after trolling me in 99 and trolling my family and I in 1973, but he was going to rub it in my face and put it on the intake form. He thought that was pretty funny. Very lost souls. Very, very lost souls. The one that raised him, I'm pretty sure is a female, is his mother, if I'm not mistaken, was Rose Kennedy. That one showed up at the hospital as a fake patient. And that one was there to get information. So when I was in 4th grade, that same person, and I'll just call that person a patient, the fake patient. That fake patient played Mrs. Slusher in 1977, because I had escaped a death attempt by Jim Rogers and Willie Nelson in 1976. They had tried to electrocute me and kill me, and when I didn't die, well, actually they left the scene. Willie Nelson did, and George Harrison was involved with that big time, because he owns the media. At that time, they electrocuted me, and when I was dead, literally dead on the floor, they left the building. They came back after dark. Willie Nelson did, with Chris Lockhart, who plays Nancy Pelosi, and I was alive. So after that, they were scared of me because I survived death, but they also still wanted to kill me. They were going to, get rid of me. That was their big plan. And I was only an 8-year-old kid when they tried that. So, and that was in 1976. So by 1999, because I was raising donations for people in need and I was becoming a chiropractor, they were again really hell-bent on trying to get rid of me off the earth plane. The patient being Mrs. Slusher from 1977 in my 4th grade class. I have a couple pictures of Mrs. Slusher. That's when my dad gave me a camera, because he knew what was around us. He knew that these people were trolling us. He knew that these were bad people trolling us. So he had given me a camera to take pictures of them. And at that time, he probably figured out that I don't die because God has my back. The way that God has your back is if you just keep loving your heart for all of humanity and you do the right thing. You do the right thing for humanity. And that's what I always did. I always tried to help others. I did keep love in my heart even through very horrible times. So that's the key. As far as I'm concerned, that's how I survived so many death attempts and died and came back twice that I know of. So, in 99, I died again when Robert De Niro poisoned me. He goes by Ed Quillen off camera, Leo Wild from Rockford, Ed Quillen from Ohio, I think it was, or Indiana, Paul Keeksey in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, the dead on arrival, Chuck Molnar from Indian Rocks Beach, 511 First Street, Indian Rocks Beach in 2011. He was living there. He's gone by many names. He's trolled me in many gigs. He was also hell-bent on trying to get rid of me because they did not want me to do what I'm doing today. Now, when Mrs. Slusher showed up at the University of Iowa hospitals, my 4th grade teacher, I knew it was her, and I'm like, that's weird. And then she started reciting this history lesson. I'm like, that's definitely, it sounds just like her. She hasn't changed a damn thing. She must have memorized those history lessons. And we talked in the cafeteria at that time, and I don't ever have anything to hide because I'm not lying until I'm dying like they are. So I don't understand lies. I'm like, whatever, this is what's going on. And the perpetrators just kept showing up. So today I found Rose Kennedy again. Rose Kennedy, Mrs. Slusher, same person, also played Joan Crawford, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to go back and check Joan Crawford again. I'm pretty sure that's the same perp. But she definitely played Rose Kennedy. And that is one of the parents of the Supreme Court judge that they want to put on the Supreme Court judge right now. And CONEY also played Priscilla Presley. So that's why all of this is very important, because I was playing the baby Lisa Marie Presley until I was 3.5 years old. Priscilla Presley and her father, or his father, because Priscilla may be a male, was Vernon Presley. And these connecting dots just keep happening. That's why I could put these videos out, because by putting Priscilla Presley's mother right there in the hospital with me, acting like a patient, along with Chuck Grassley, the Iowa senator, who's played so many other gigs that have gone over, along with Queen Elizabeth's child that Queen Elizabeth trafficked. So Carrie Fisher was a trafficked child into Queen Elizabeth's home. Queen Elizabeth again is Richard Burton, who played Joseph Mengele during World War II. Not a mistake. I'm trying to think of other people that were there. Those are the main people, plus Brian Nolan, who plays Mike Pence today. He was there too, 100% involved with all of this. Johnny Depp, 100% involved with all of this. Johnny Depp goes by Alberto Lacayo, 1987 graduate from Washington High School in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And Mike Pence being Brian Frank Nolan, who graduated from Linn-Mar High School in 1986, possibly, that's what he told me. He may have very well gone by Scott Burkhart, who graduated from Jefferson High School around the same time in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. They played different gigs around town. That's how they say they practice. But they're actually trying to get in people's lives and be trolls, moles, spies. That's what the actors are there for. They're very, very dirty deeds actors. There's some good actors too. The dirty deeds actors were there to troll everyone, troll me especially. That's it. That was the connecting dots. I wanted to show you the Queen Elizabeth, Jackie Kennedy, who signed the paperwork that forced me into the hospital and kidnapped my child, devastated our lives. These all were people that were trying to kill me at that time. And the other characters I've named, and I was trying to put trying to figure out how were these people connected, and that's how they're connected, is literally Priscilla Presley, whose father is Vernon Presley, and they're the ones that have been copping all the royalties off of the Presley gig all these years. The Elvis Presley gig that my dad and I played in, they've been copping the royalties. So not only did they want the money to continue coming to them, they wanted to kill us for it. So they've been trying to kill us for the revenue. I think that's it. That's some information about how they're all correlated and how they are being shown as the emperors without clothes. And you remember the story. You remember that story from when you were kids. We write stories as a people, and those resonate with us through the centuries. So those stories, the folklore tends to stick around sometimes. These are the emperors without clothes. These are unfortunately the same: human trafficking, human sacrificing, pedophile, exploiters, pornographic material. human traffickers, major bad stuff.